This is a pinfire gun, probably 1850s. When they first came out with the self-contained cartridge,
Right.
and actually had a pin sticking out the side of it. It hits the pin, it explodes the gunpowder in the cartridge and shoots the bullet out.
This was an incredible feat of engineering.
Absolutely.
It was World War II, and the government wanted to know if you could build a large airplane out of non-strategic materials.
Right.
Not aluminum.
Okay, the episode opens with Rick noticing the old man is sleeping more. Chumley suggests he needs some ginseng, which is hilarious. Corey's solution is to just load him up with energy shots. Rick immediately shuts that down, saying, "I'm not gonna load him up on those things." Smart move, Rick. Giving an older gentleman a caffeine bomb in a pawn shop seems like a recipe for pure, unhinged chaos. I am already invested.
Hey, Pops.
What?
I got a book on colonial coins came in last week. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I'm not in charge of colonial coin books.
Never mind, go back to sleep.
I ain't sleeping. I'm resting my eyes.
The old man is one of the first people to shop every day.
Cut to Corey confronting the old man, telling him to stop falling asleep. The old man fires back with the classic, "I don't fall asleep all the time. I rest my eyes." Then Corey reveals his master plan. A drink chock full of vitamins and caffeine. It's like 10 cups of coffee. Sir, that is not a wellness shot. That is a weapon. I'm terrified for the old man's heart. This cannot end well.
What in the hell you want, Corey?
I want your ass to stop falling asleep all the time.
I don't fall asleep all the time. I rest my eyes.
We need to get you a little pumped up. My dad says the old man is sleeping at work more than usual lately. I haven't really noticed myself, but if my dad wants to keep him awake, I got something that will do the trick.
First customer brings in a Gibson Les Paul guitar. Rick gets nostalgic, saying it's all he wanted as a teenager. The seller hopes for $500-600 but admits he knows nothing about it. That's always the sign of a potentially huge item or a total dud. The suspense is killing me. What if this is some lost treasure just sitting in a closet? The pawn shop magic is starting.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. What do we got here?
I got a Les Paul Professional.
Nice. Back in the 1970s when I was a teenager, that's all I wanted was a Les Paul. Oh, yeah, this is nice.
I decided to come down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my Les Paul.
Rick calls in his guitar expert, Jesse, who immediately geeks out. He identifies it as a Les Paul Professional, praising Les Paul's innovation. Then he drops a bombshell. It's actually the guitar that Les Paul preferred to use for himself. No way! If that's true, this isn't just any old guitar. This is a piece of rock history. The seller's hopeful 600 is looking very, very small right now. My jaw is on the floor.
He says this is 69 Les Paul, but I've never seen one like this before, so I asked my buddy Jesse to come and help me out.
How's it going, man?
Hey Jesse, how's it going?
Pretty good. Anytime the guys call me and tell me they got a Les Paul in the shop, my ears kind of perk up. Les Paul's my favorite guitars. It's what I play. So, kind of excited to see what they got in there.
Jesse finds a code on the internal parts confirming it's a 1969 model, all original. Then he gives the valuation. I don't see why you couldn't pull $2,200 out of this guitar. The customer's reaction is priceless. He's stunned. From hoping for 600 to hearing over 2 grand. That's the dream right there. This is why you bring experts in. Knowledge truly is power, and in this case, profit.
But it's all original. Every part inside of here is original from the day it left the factory. There's a code on the potentiometers. After the first 3 numbers, 137, you have the numbers 69. So what you have is a 69 Les Paul. That's pretty rad.
That's great.
So what's it worth?
In this condition,
Negotiation time. The customer, now empowered, asks for $1,800. Rick counters at $1,200, they haggle, and finally meet at $1,400. Rick expects to sell it for around $1,600, so he makes a fair profit. The customer is happy, Rick gets a rare guitar. Everyone wins. That's the pawn shop ecosystem in action. It's beautiful to see a deal where both parties walk away feeling like they got a win.
Well, now that I kind of know, wow, 1,800?
Okay, I'm thinking more like 1,200 because I'm probably gonna get like 1,600 bucks out of it.
How about 15?
I'll tell you what, I'll go 14. That's what I can do. That's it, 1,400 bucks.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Chumley's plan to keep the old man awake involves ginseng candy. He's like, it'll help you stay up. Just try one. It even tastes good. The old man is suspicious, calling it a drug. Chumley insists it's not. This is the gentlest intervention attempt compared to Corey's caffeine poison. It's so wholesome in a weird way. Will the old man accept natural candy from Chumley? I have my doubts.
Rick's worried that the old man's napping too much at work, but I got the old man's back with some natural goodness that'll definitely keep him up. Wakey, wakey.
What?
I want you to try some ginseng.
What are you trying to do, Chumley? Ginseng's a hell of a drug.
New customer with a Rolls-Royce Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament from 1934. Corey tells the amazing story behind it. It was modeled on Lord Montagu's secret mistress, Eleanor Thornton. He put her on his car hood. Corey says this guy either really loved his Eleanor or he really hated his wife. That is an incredible piece of automotive gossip and history. What a wild origin story for a luxury logo.
Spirit of Ecstasy.
That's it.
Remember when we were kids, Big Hoss took one of those off a car before.
I picked it up about 20 years ago at a swap meet. Rolls-Royce is the top-of-the-line cars ever made, so I'm hoping to get about $2,000 for it. And
Corey points out this older model is unique because the figure is kneeling, called the Whisper. But then he delivers the bad news. Collectors want the whole car, not just hood ornaments. The customer hopes for $2,000 for his wedding fund. Corey's offer? A brutal $200. Ouch. The customer decides to keep it as a gift instead. Sometimes the sentimental value truly outweighs the pawn shop reality.
It is kind of unique that she's on her knees. Is for about 20 years she was on her knees. Right. They have one where, they used to call it the Whisper, where she had her finger over her lips. Everybody kind of thought that was a little bit of Rolls-Royce being a little tongue-in-cheek about who was on there, It was a secret that everybody knew.
Next, a charismatic guy brings in antique carousel horses, claiming they're from the 1920s. Rick gives us a history lesson, saying some are used for military training and can be worth a fortune. The seller wants $4,000 each, but Rick's expertise kicks in. He notices details like a fresh tail and no pole hole. His suspicion is growing. The theatrics of the seller versus Rick's sharp eye makes this tense.
What are these? Well, I know what they are. What are these?
Well, I got some old antique carousel horses I'd like to sell.
Cool.
All I can tell you, my good friend Dynamite Dick Durbin, they call him the tattooed terror from Tulsa. He told me it was a 2 for a nickel bicycle riding incomprehensible.
Rick drops the verdict. I am damn near positive these are reproductions, probably made in the 80s. He politely declines to make an offer. The seller takes it well. Rick's closing line is golden. That's why I always look closely before I put my money on a horse. A perfect pun and a great lesson. In the world of antiques, if the story seems too good, it usually is. Rick's experience saved him big time.
It was never actually on a carousel, I can tell you that. It didn't go up and down.
no.
The more I look at this thing, the more problems I see with it.
So what do you want to do with them?
I'd like to sell them, and I'm asking like $4,000 a piece for them.
This is my big problem with them, though.
The plot backfires. The old man, now fully awake from all their help, storms out to crack the whip. He yells, "You're on my dime, get off the damn phone," and starts ordering everyone to clean. Rick's narration is hilarious. Now that he's up, I really wish he would go back to sleep. They created a monster. The energy drinks and ginseng work too well. The employees are now regretting all their life choices.
Hey son, you're on my dime. Get off the damn phone. The amount of time these guys have spent worrying about me today has taught me one thing. They're not doing their damn job. Now I gotta show them who's boss. What's going on, boys?
What's up, Grandpa?
The final confessional from the guys is perfect. Corey admits, I gave him energy drinks. Chumley says, I gave him ginseng. Rick reveals, I gave him like 4 espressos. No wonder the old man is a hyperactive boss now. Rick concludes, obviously this was a bad idea, guys. Understatement of the century. It's a classic case of be careful what you wish for. The sleeping giant is awake, and he's terrifying.
It's the energy drinks I gave him.
Energy drinks? Dude, I gave him ginseng.
I gave him like 4 espressos.
It's funny, I could actually see his heart jumping out of his chest.
Guys, get up, get busy.
Obviously, this was a bad idea, guys.
A woman brings in a 1910 Reynolds envelope sealer. Rick imagines a power company worker licking thousands of envelopes daily, joking they'd go home like, ha ha ha. The machine has beautiful gold leafing. She wants $400, needing cash for her husband's birthday gift. Rick loves the antique office tech, noting aesthetics were key back then. It's a cool relic of pre-automation drudgery. I wonder how much he'll offer for this piece of postal history.
What is that?
This is a Reynolds 1910 envelope sealer.
Okay. Can you imagine if you worked for the power company, licking closed, a few thousand power bills a day? You go home like, ha ha ha.
Negotiation time. She asks for $400. Rick says it's more decor than collector, worth a couple hundred. He offers $100. She counters $150. They haggle. He says $125. She says $135. After a funny back and forth, Rick declares, just because I'm a wonderful human being, I will go $130. Deal. She admits she just didn't want to take it home. A smooth, classic Pawn Stars deal where everyone walks away reasonably happy.
How much you want for it?
I was thinking about 400.
It's more of a decorator thing than it is a collector thing, you know what I mean? Weird little things like this go for a couple $100 in this size. I'll give you 100 for it.
Can you do 150?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 125 for it.
135.
New customer with a 1942 Moby Dick comic book. He jokes, the story about Free Willy, call me Ishmael. He bought it for his dad who collects whale books, but dad rejected it for being a comic. Now he hopes to sell it for $600 to buy a proper whaling book. That's a specific family drama. I feel for him. The quest for parental approval via rare comics is a new one.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. What do you have here?
I brought you Moby Dick.
Moby Dick in the form of a comic book.
Absolutely. It's an original from 1942.
Oh, that's pretty cool. The story about Free Willy.
Well, you can call me Ishmael if you'd like.
Rick calls comic expert Paul. He identifies it as a rare first edition by the 10-cent price. There's a variant with an editor's letter inside, which this copy has. Paul praises the colors, but notes some edge damage and a stain. The verdict? It's closer to $550, not the hoped-for $600. Still, that's solid for a well-read 1942 comic. The expert knowledge just saved Rick from overpaying. So valuable.
A guy came in the shop with an original Moby Dick classic comic. It's pretty cool, but I have no idea what it's worth, so I called Paul in to help me out. He brought this Moby Dick comic in, and I figured you're the guy who could tell me about it.
Really cool, man. You could tell it's a first original edition, which is pretty rare.
Now the seller, armed with expert info, asks for $500. Rick lowballs at $350, citing the risks of resale. The seller pushes for $450. Final offer is $375, which the seller accepts. He's happy to recoup his cost and get a whaling book for dad. Another successful deal built on expert appraisal. It's fascinating how a professional opinion can so quickly establish a fair market price for both parties.
Well, I know you're going to need a little bit of room, so 500.
I gotta take all the risks with someone handling it and selling it and 100 different people looking at it. Would you go 350 on it?
I'd be much happier at 450.
I could do 375, but I think that's my limit on it.
Well,
Rick visits his buddy Derek at a casino to see a Sigma Derby horse racing slot machine. Rick nostalgically says it was the coolest thing in the world back in the 80s. Derek explains it's a community slot machine for 10 players, a social Vegas experience. The owner believes betting on it first brings weekend luck. This isn't just a machine, it's a relic of vintage Vegas camaraderie. I want to play.
Here it is. This was like the coolest thing in the world back in the 80s. Me and my buddies used to play this thing all night long. You know, it's not like a...
I borrow a couple bucks.
We got hundreds.
That'll do.
Bring me change.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 rolls of quarters. Or 10.
Rick asks if Derek's selling. Derek is open to it, but drops the price bomb. I probably need about $80,000. Rick's reaction is priceless. He has no idea if that's fair. He wisely calls an expert. Derek is proud and excited for an appraisal. Asking 80 grand for a slot machine is huge. This could be the biggest item of the episode. The suspense for the expert's call is real.
So you thinking about selling it, maybe?
You know, we've had it up here a couple years. I've loved this game, but I'm open.
Okay. How much you want for it?
This thing's pretty special. I probably need about 80,000.
I have no idea if that's a good price.
Corey gets a customer with a dollar bill signed by Ronald Reagan and Walt Disney. The customer believes it's from the 1950s, maybe Disneyland's opening where Reagan was MC. He wants $4,300. Corey notes the signatures are sloppy and faded. The story is incredibly cool, linking 2 American icons. But without proof, it's a huge gamble. Authenticity is everything. My collector senses are tingling. This could be gold or garbage.
I purchased the dollar bill at a private auction. I believe the dollar to be signed in the early 1950s. I'm going to be asking for $4,300. I want to sell it because I've had it for a little while and I just feel like it's time to move on from the item and somebody else could appreciate it now.
This is really cool.
Sigma Derby expert Nick arrives. He explains the machine's history and rarity, especially with all 10 stations working. The valuation? He's seen them as low as $7,000 unrestored, but in this shape, probably at least $30,000, $40,000. That's a far cry from the owner's $80,000 ask. Rick's face must have fallen. The machine is awesome, but the price gap is a canyon. This deal is already on life support.
My buddy Derek, who owns the D Casino downtown, he's got a Sigma Derby racer he wants to sell, but I don't know what they go for. So I called in Nick. So what do you think?
I like it. Let me tell you a little bit about the machine. Sigma was created by Katsuki Manabe back in the 60s.
Rick asks Derek for his price again. Derek confirms he needs $80,000. Rick delivers the bad news. That's not gonna happen. Well, I guess I can't make you an offer. There's just no money here. The deal is dead. The machine's sentimental and floor value is higher than its market value. It's a classic Pawn Stars moment where an item is priceless to the owner but not the pawn shop.
So yeah, I mean, if they get a good price for it, yeah, it'd be a good buy.
So how much did you want for this thing?
You know, for me, I needed 80.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, I guess I can't make you an offer.
There's just no money here.
Back to the signed dollar. Expert Steve analyzes the signatures. For Reagan, he checks the lazy G formation. For Disney, he looks for flowing transitions. He notes a crease might interrupt the signature, but compares them to his files. This is forensic-level autograph analysis. It's so tense. Are these iconic signatures real, or just good fakes? His careful examination shows how much value hinges on these tiny ink details.
Earlier, a guy came in with a dollar bill signed by both Ronald Reagan and Walt Disney. The guy's asking for a decent amount of money, so before I make an offer, I called up Steve to come check it out. So we got a silver certificate signed by Walt Disney and Ronald Reagan twice.
The verdict: signatures are authentic. Both Reagan and Disney signatures are real, but due to condition, Steve values the bill at about $3,000. That's $1,300 less than the ask. Still, having both on one bill is unique. The expert just turned a sloppy-looking note into a legitimate, valuable artifact. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's about to power a tough negotiation.
And we're seeing the same type of overlapping, seeing the same structure and form. Based on everything I've seen, Disney matches perfect. The Reagan from the period matches perfect. No doubt signatures are authentic.
Okay, and since they're both on the same bill, what is it worth?
Okay, with that said,
Corey, with a $3,000 resale estimate, offers $1,800. The seller holds firm, thinking his $4,300 is fair. Corey raises to $2,200 as his best offer. The seller declines, saying, "You're killing me with that, no deal." The seller will frame it and hope to find that niche collector. Sometimes the emotional or perceived value is too high for the pawn shop's business model. The hunt for the right buyer continues.
All right, so it's legit, and my guy's saying I could probably sell it for $3,000. So I would pay like $1,800.
I mean, I really think my 4,300 is actually pretty fair.
Would you go 22?
Killing me with that.
The final scene is comedy gold. Chumlee brags about winning money on the Sigma Derby. With Rick's quarters, Rick is furious. "You lost my money, but you won your money." Chumlee then critiques jockeys, striking a pose. Rick roasts him. "You're the size of 4 jockeys." Chumlee claims riding a horse 3 times makes him an expert. It's the perfect, hilarious end to a day of high-stakes appraisals and failed deals.
A derby machine?
No. I think he just wanted to get an idea what it was worth.
Chingy ching ching, count my scratch. Yeah, just won a bunch of money.
You mean you won my money?
The episode opens with the crew betting on which donut Rick will pick. The old man bets on glazed, Corey says chocolate, and Chumlee says pink. The loser buys lunch. They're obsessed, immediately suspicious of the untouched donut box. The old man even eats a white donut to mess with the odds. This is such a childish, hilarious workplace dynamic. I love how these millionaires are gambling on pastries. The tension is delicious.
Telling you, whoever wins gets a free lunch. The other 3 people split the bill. I'm saying chocolate.
I'll say plain.
Pink, glazed.
Well, I'm gonna eat the white one.
And I'll take the maple.
Well, that's taking one for him to choose from, David.
You're messing up the odds here. Put it back.
Oh.
Just leave him there until he takes one.
A customer brings in a piece of history, a test sample used to design Howard Hughes's Spruce Goose. It's a laminated wood engineering piece. He wants $10,000 to fund an inventor trade show. Rick is amazed they built a giant plane from plywood, joking about splinters from bullets. The scale is insane, wingspan longer than a football field. This isn't just junk, it's aerospace history. The price tag shows he knows it's special.
This is what I'm really selling. It's an engineering piece that was used to design and build the Spruce Goose.
Wow, to this day, I'm absolutely amazed that they built a plane out of plywood that big.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be inside this plywood plane if it flew under attack.
The customer got this from a deceased engineer's wife at a garage sale. She didn't know what it was. Rick praises Howard Hughes as a national icon and control freak. The customer passionately defends the Spruce Goose. It did fly. He believed in it enough. He got in and flew it himself. That lasted less than a minute, but it proved the concept. The passion here is palpable. This guy really respects the engineering marvel.
One of the engineers that worked on building this passed away. His wife was having a garage sale, and she knew that it was important to him. She just didn't know what it was.
It's really interesting. I mean, Howard Hughes is a national icon. During World War II, I think he built the fastest plane in the world twice.
The only proof is a letter from the previous owner, not official Hughes Corp paperwork. Rick is skeptical, rightly so. He decides to call an expert from an aviation museum to verify. The customer agrees, confident the expert will confirm its authenticity. This is the classic Pawn Stars dilemma, an incredible story with shaky documentation. 10 grand is a huge risk without solid provenance. The expert call is crucial.
Saying this is from Hughes Corp or anything like that?
I do have the letter of authentication that came from the gentleman who acquired this.
Okay, so you just have a letter from him saying that's
correct.
How much do you want for it?
$10,000.
Back to the donut saga. The crew pressures Rick to pick one. The old man demands, "Eat a damn donut, Rick." Rick is paranoid, asking what kind of laxative is in them. He notes the untouched box and their crazed stares, refusing to play along. Something's up. That ain't right. His suspicion is peak Rick. They've created a standoff over baked goods. It's absurdly funny.
I think you like pink.
Chocolate. Chocolate tastes really good with coffee.
Eat a damn donut, Rick.
I definitely want a donut. But all these guys are staring at me like crazed lunatics. I know these guys way too well. They're up to something.
New customer with paintings. They're by speed painter Stephen Fishwick. Portraits of icons like James Dean, Elvis, and Bob Marley. The customer got them as a gift and wants to sell. Rick explains Fishwick paints huge before live audiences to music. He likes the Bob Marley piece. The customer jokes about his own starter kit dreadlocks. It's fun, lighthearted art talk. A nice break from high-stakes aerospace relics.
Hey, Rick, check these out.
Damn, I didn't even realize someone was behind you.
It happens.
Does that mean I'm small or he's big?
Sweet. Stephen Fishwick. That's pretty damn cool. James Dean, Elvis, Bob Marley, Picasso.
He's a spitting image of you.
Because he's bald.
The seller wants $500 each for 6 paintings. Rick offers $150 each. They haggle. The seller uses emotional leverage. You said you like Bob Marley. Rick eventually offers $200 each, totaling $1,200. After more back and forth, they settle at $215 per painting. The seller is ecstatic, getting more than he bargained for. It's a smooth, friendly deal. Sometimes the negotiations are quick and painless, especially with colorful art.
I'd like to get $500 for each one. Now, I've done research, they're valued for higher than that. These are actually what we call limited edition G-clays. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yeah, limited edition prints. He puts them on canvas. Instead of doing a painting and selling it once,
the donut conspiracy deepens. The crew pretends to have a business meeting to hire their friend Dave. They keep pressuring Rick to take a donut. Rick is furious. "I'm trying to run a damn business." He refuses to eat one and storms off. The crew laments that the bet isn't over. This is the most elaborate, pointless scheme ever. Their dedication to this bet is honestly impressive.
What do you guys want? What's going on?
We have a meeting.
Grab a donut.
Grab a donut. We got to talk about a few things.
What are you doing here?
I'm thinking about hiring Davey as head of new business development.
I got a lot of ideas up here.
I'm gonna have a donut. You gonna have one, Grandpa?
Expert Mark Hall Patton examines the Spruce Goose piece. He confirms it's a genuine lamination test sample for the HK-1 Hercules. He explains the engineering: thin wood layers glued under heat and pressure for strength. He notes many engineers took home samples, so it's real, but not uniquely rare. The authentication is solid, but the expert wisely avoids giving a value.
This guy came in with a test piece from Howard Hughes' massive plane, the Spruce Goose. But we need to make sure it is what the owner claims it is. We've got Mark Hall Patton on the case. I think it was a piece used in engineering the Spruce.
Well, we can call it the Hercules HK-1, which was actually the name of it.
The customer, confident after authentication, reaffirms his $10,000 price. "If you can go down to $200, we got a deal." $200. The customer is shocked. $200? I need much more than that. With many samples likely in existence, Rick won't pay near 10 grand. The customer politely declines, seeing the lowball as a sign to keep it.
Give me just a minute, I'm gonna go call my boss. How much did you want?
$10,000.
Okay.
Now that we know for sure it's a real thing, I think it's worth $10,000 and then some.
Hey, Rick.
It's such a beautiful piece of art.
Rick finally confronts the crew about the donuts. They admit the silly bet. Rick, annoyed, still refuses to pick one out of spite. "No donuts after annoying me all day long. There is no way I'm gonna play into their stupid little bet." His stubbornness is legendary. The crew calls him the life of the party. He's so principled about not being manipulated, even over a snack. It's a petty stalemate.
What?
Nothing. Just came to say hello.
What's the deal with the donuts?
And what are you guys doing here?
Just pick a damn donut.
I'm not gonna eat one of those donuts.
You don't have to eat one. If you had to pick a donut, which one would you pick?
We've tried tricking my dad and we've tried tempting him, but he's still refusing to eat a donut.
A massive architectural model of Joe Robbie Stadium, Dolphins' home, arrives. It's made of corkboard and balsa wood. The seller explains it was used to sell the stadium concept to Miami in the 80s. He wants $12,000, citing an insurance appraisal of $25,000 from the NFL Hall of Fame. This is a niche, monumental piece of sports history. The sheer size and story make it a fascinating oddity.
How in the world did you get this thing in here?
Very carefully, man.
All right, what in the hell is this?
Miami Dolphin Stadium.
I'm assuming an architectural rendering or
Yeah.
Made out of corkboard and...
I think they use balsa wood.
Definitely not made out of Lego.
The backstory gets wilder. The seller got it from Cleveland because Browns owner Art Modell wanted to copy the design. When Cleveland refused, he moved the team to Baltimore, creating the Ravens. God, it must suck being in Cleveland. The seller defends his city. This model is tangled in NFL relocation drama. It's a relic of both triumph and heartbreak for two fan bases.
Well, I got it from the city of Cleveland because Art Modell, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, he liked this design so much as well. This is what he wanted built there too, so.
How did that work out for him?
Not too well. City of Cleveland didn't want to pony up money like Joe Robbie did.
Negotiation time. The seller asks $12,000. Rick counters with a low $4,000. They haggle. The seller asks for $8,000. Rick stands firm at $6,000. His final offer. The seller accepts, admitting $6,000 is low, but he's moving and doesn't want to take it. Deal. Rick now owns a giant stadium model. Another day, another bizarre item finding a home in the pawn shop.
They didn't write you a check.
How about 10?
I see why you would think it'd be worth so much money, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's gonna pay it, but this isn't something that's easy to sell. I'd give you like $4,000 for it.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
First customer brings in an incredible collection, autograph vouchers from motorcycle racers from 1907 to 1919. Rick explains early motordrome racing was insanely dangerous on bikes with no brakes. The collection has about 130 signatures from pioneers. The seller calls them the firsts, all the best names, all the Hall of Famers. This is a truly niche piece of sports history. The sheer age and subject matter makes it fascinating, but also very specialized.
Okay.
The pioneers of racing.
You know, the early days of motorcycle racing were insanely dangerous. I mean, you had to be really lightweight, really fast, a lot crazy.
Motorcycle collector would love to have this collection.
The seller details the Hall of Famers in the collection, including the first winner at Indianapolis. Rick calls them rock stars who didn't live long. Then comes the ask. The seller wants $200,000. Rick immediately shuts it down. He says collectors want display items like posters, not old checks. He notes most people don't even know this sport. Rick refuses to make an offer, saying they're too far apart. A $200,000 dream meets pawn shop reality.
A.G. Chappell was the first winner of the first race ever held at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Morty Graves, a Hall of Famer. We have the first 100-mile-an-hour in Lee Humiston. We have the first national champion, Charles Belkey.
These guys were rock stars. The problem was they never lived long enough to really enjoy it.
Sure.
Corey gives Chumley a scratch-off lottery ticket as a joke. Chumley starts scratching, revealing $10,000 and then another $10,000. He goes absolutely berserk, yelling, "I'm rich, I'm going on vacation." He quits on the spot, handing over his shirt. Corey's plan to screw with him is working perfectly. Chumley's pure, unadulterated joy is hilarious. He is fully convinced his life has changed. This prank is already legendary.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Big Hoss.
I know how you like these. I picked you up a scratch card, dude.
Oh, sweet. I love these things. Match 3 like amounts, win that amount. All right, I'm feeling lucky.
Chum keeps talking about winning the lottery, and there's just no way it's gonna happen. So I thought I'd screw with him a little bit.
The reveal. Corey tells the crew the ticket is a fake gag ticket from a party store. Rick warns, give it a few minutes, he'll be back. Corey thinks Chumley will read the back and realize. The old man threatens, you better be glad you didn't pull that on me. I'd give him a nutshell. The tension builds. How far will Chumley go before he figures it out? This prank is teetering on disaster.
Talk about dumb luck.
You guys all realize the lottery ticket's fake, right?
No, I didn't realize.
Really?
Dude, they sell them in party stores all the time. It's completely bogus.
Why would you do that? Go get him.
Go get him.
Give it a few minutes.
A new customer has a Civil War-era pinfire revolver, hoping for $2,000 for a Europe trip. Rick identifies it as French, explaining the firing pin mechanism. He demonstrates how the pin sticking out could accidentally discharge, ruining your day. The customer says his grandmother claimed her grandfather used it for the Confederacy. It's a cool gun with a family story, but Rick needs to verify its history and value. The expert call is coming.
What you got, Pops?
An old pinfire revolver. It looks French to me.
The French know how to fire guns?
My grandmother kept the pistol wrapped up in a blanket for years and years. I got it about 14 years ago. I'm hoping to make about $2,000 by selling it today.
Gun expert Craig examines it. He confirms it's a French model 1858 pinfire. He says the US ordered about 12,000, so a Confederate soldier could have captured one. But then he drops bad news. It's not French. It's a Belgian copy. Even worse, he starts noticing pitting on the handle, suggesting it's a composite gun made from parts of two different guns. The value is plummeting with each new detail.
Confederate soldier.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like a French model 1858 Le Faucheux. That is the name of Casimir Le Faucheux, who invented the pinfire in the 1830s. The US government ordered about 12,000 of these from the French.
Craig delivers the final verdict. $700 tops. Rick is deflated. You've sort of taken all my air out. The dream of a valuable Confederate gun is dead. It's a composite, non-issue Belgian copy. The customer's first-class tickets to Europe are now looking more like a bus ride to the next state. This is the harsh reality of antique collecting. Family stories often don't match the cold, hard facts.
You've sort of taken all my air out. It's a composite gun. It's not a Confederate issue gun. What's it worth?
$700 tops.
Okay, thanks.
Rick, sorry about that.
Yeah, so am I.
Is what it is.
This gun is just one disappointment after another.
Rick makes an offer based on the $700 appraisal. He starts at $500, citing it as a cool display piece. They haggle and finally settle on $400. The customer takes it, joking that $400 in France might only buy a few baguettes. It's a humble end to what he hoped was a big score. He still gets his trip fund, just a much more budget-friendly version. Another day, another adjusted dream.
I mean, realistically, it's not what we hoped it would be.
No. Okay, 500.
It's one of those guns everyone wants in their collection so they can just show people what a pinfire is.
Right.
When it all comes down to it, it's all about dollars and cents.
Corey is panicking because Chumley isn't answering his phone. He left a voicemail saying he's buying a ticket to the Cayman Islands to avoid taxes on his winnings. Corey's prank has spiraled out of control. Rick mocks him. I don't know what on earth Corey was thinking. Corey finally reaches Chumley, who is mid-purchase. This has gone from a funny joke to a potentially expensive mistake. Corey's regret is palpable.
Important Chum, give me a call. Voicemail again. I can't get a hold of him. I tricked Chum into thinking he won $10,000 on a scratcher ticket, and he's been missing ever since. I'm starting to get worried that he's gonna go nuts and max out his credit card.
You gotta get a hold of him and tell him this is a prank. He's gonna spend a bunch of this money.
Corey frantically tells Chumley the ticket is fake. I freaking quit work and I bought a ticket. Corey apologizes profusely, offering to pay for the ticket if it's non-refundable. He pleads, just come back to work, dude. Chumley agrees to return. The prank master has been humbled. He didn't think Chumley would act so fast. The cost of this joke is now a plane ticket and his dignity.
Chum, you don't have $10,000. The ticket is fake. It was a joke.
The ticket's fake? I freaking quit work and I bought a ticket to the Cayman Islands.
Dude, I'll pay for the Cayman Island tickets if you can't get a refund, buddy.
New item, a KISS Gold Record Award, autographed by all 4 original members. The seller, a huge KISS Army member, wants $1,500 minimum. Rick talks about KISS's insane marketing, putting their logo on everything, even condoms. That's a little creepy, he says. The gold record is for their debut album. It's a great piece of rock memorabilia, but as always, the signatures need verification. Theatrical rock meets pawn shop appraisal.
I mean, they actually had some pretty good music in the 70s. Until that disco album came out.
I got the record handed down to me from an uncle. It's probably worth upwards of $3,000.
All right, cool. So where'd you get it?
My uncle had worked for KISS in the printing department, and it was presented to him by the president of Casablanca Records.
Autograph expert Steve arrives, a former KISS Army member. He uses a high-tech magnifier to examine the ink. He confirms the signatures are live, not printed, and from the correct 1993 period. He compares them to his database, noting Gene Simmons' signature got sloppier over time. The analysis is forensic and cool. He authenticates them. The record is legit. Now the only question is the monetary value.
In the neighborhood I grew up in, if you dressed like that, you would have gotten beat up really quick.
Kiss has always been a popular band. Collectors always want their autographs, especially Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. The marketability behind their signatures is pretty incredible.
Steve values the signed record at $1,200 to $1,500. The seller thinks that's low. Rick makes an offer starting at $700. The seller holds firm at $1,500. They haggle. Rick's best offer is $1,050. The seller declines, deciding to keep it and enjoy it himself. No deal. Sometimes the sentimental value to the owner outweighs the pawn shop's business model. The Kiss record will remain on his wall.
I believe the band signed this piece.
Okay, sweet. So what do you think it's worth?
Realistically, in today's market, roughly about $1,200 to $1,500.
Okay.
Well, what about the fact that a Kiss gold record isn't exactly something that you come by every day? You know, I think you're a little low on it, actually.
The final twist, Chumley returns. Corey asks how much the plane ticket cost, ready to repay him. Chumley reveals he knew the ticket was fake the whole time. He says, I get those all the time. I hand those out to people. He used Corey's prank as an excuse to take the day off. Corey is stunned. Chumley declares, I'm the prank master around here. The prankster got pranked. Perfect ending.
Ticket? You think your little fake lottery ticket fooled me? Come on, Big Hoss.
So you knew it was a joke the whole time?
And I knew that ticket was fake. I get those all the time. I hand those out to people. They're funny.
So what have you been doing all day?
Taking a day off, having a green smoothie.